Or I could take Williamsburg Bridge and then take Metropolitan Avenue, I think, maybe. That wouldn't be too bad either. I might just do that. Maybe 2nd Avenue, Williamsburg Bridge. That might be quicker, actually, than messing around with the, I think I'm going to do that. rather than mess around with the whole Midtown Tunnel thing and LIE and all that stuff. Because that's a hike going that way. So I was thinking of doing a video talking about New York City. You know, I've lived in different cities. I've lived in Los Angeles, I've lived in New Orleans, I've lived in Kentucky, I've lived in some really motorcycle friendly places and some really not, like Kentucky is not. And New Orleans actually is not. LA was very motorcycle friendly and a good place to ride a bike. But yeah, I was thinking about like New York. New York is kind of motorcycle friendly, but it has so much going against you. Like, for example, you're like completely on your own when you're lane splitting. And if anything happens to you, you're fucked. You know, the cops won't do shit for you. They won't even protect your bike. You know, if your bike, if someone's trying to steal it, they could care less. I mean, because motorcycles are like a nuisance here, almost like a nuisance status. And it's a difficult position to be in all the time. But there are some really good things about riding a motorcycle here. Like, parking is awesome. And being able to get around. Cops don't bother you here at all. And you can lane split all day long. You know, nobody will bother you. It's just that if like a taxi goes out of his way to cream you into a, you know, in between, you're fucked. You know, there's nothing you can do about it. If someone does a hit and run on you, you're fucked. You might have it on camera. They're not gonna do shit about it. So, I mean, that's proven. There was even a guy on the news with his girlfriend on the back, and they got taken out by a cab, and you know, nothing was done about it. They had it all on video, but there was nothing done about it. Absolutely nothing done about it. So, but you can do your thing around here. Nobody will really fuck with you. So that's one good thing. I mean, I'm trying to take a look at this and see. Wow, it's going to be a nightmare. It's a nightmare either way if I take the Midtown Tunnel or if I go 2nd Avenue and take Williamsburg Bridge, because that's going to be a nightmare too. Shit. Man, it's such a hard decision to make. I think I'm actually leaning towards... I think I'll just do 2nd Avenue. Fuck it. Because the more I think about it, taking that Midtown Tunnel route is a big loop around. And it's not a loop around you want to make. So I'm gonna go 2nd Avenue, Williamsburg Bridge, the whole 9 like that. That's gonna be better. So anyway, I was talking about New York being a tough animal to work in, working right around in on a bike. I mean, it has a ton of advantages. Having riding a motorcycle in New York. There's no doubt about that. I mean, because parking tickets here it's $115 for a parking ticket. And that's not cheap. Wow, this looks like it's going to be a nightmare. Oh yeah, this is definitely going to be a nightmare. I'm going to have to do some bike lane action now. Like TFD display, and someone will just come up and smash it. And you'll be like, what the fuck? Why would someone do that? It's just a New York thing, People just do shit. And, just because you have something nice parked, and then if you didn't get a chance to cover it, well, maybe you'll cover it and someone will call. I've had bikes covered, and you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning with the alarm going off, and there's like 3 guys out there with the bike uncovered, and they got grinders and they're ready to go. So you gotta be ready to wake up. Those are the downsides to riding a bike here. But there's plenty of upsides, as long as you can deal with it. But I know people that have ridden bikes here and then gave up after the first theft. It's not easy to deal with. You have a bike that you spin, fix up, and do things, and then all of a sudden it's gone. One night you're drunk or whatever, you're tired, you just can't wake up. You know, you're totally knocked out. That's not an option here, because you'll get a few nights that you get away with it, but one night, you know, these people that go around, they have certain nights that they do their stuff, and one of the nights they choose is Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Sunday night's a big one because you figure like people have been out all weekend, they're real tired, they gotta get back to work, and Sunday is like a big day for them to go out. Sunday night. Really big night actually. And what'll happen is, you know, you will come back from a long weekend or something only to have yourself fucked and have your bike taken. You know, that's tough, man. Real tough to deal with. That happened to me on a Sunday. And then I had a really big attempt on a Sunday with my bike and my neighbor's bike. He's brand new Ninja 400 that he just bought, you know. They only had it for like a week, and they had the front wheel on the van when I ran out. They dropped it though. They did not continue because, you know, I was already running out with a machete. So I guess they knew that, you know, it's just going to turn into a mess for them. There's these guys that steal bikes. So one thing about them is they're not looking for any hang-ups or trouble. They don't go out like to steal a bike and have a gun and get into a big gun battle with someone. They're not in it for that. These are not like gang dudes. These are, well, they might be, I don't know. I mean, I'm not an expert, but they don't appear to be looking for any trouble. They just want to get in and get out and make money on what they're doing. If they have orders for bikes in other countries or whatever, they just want to get the fuck in, get the fuck out. No trouble, no problems, and move on with your bike, your property. So that's how it usually goes. But yeah, getting back to the point about the advanced motorcycles, it's just not a good idea here unless you're just using the bike for recreation. You know, you live in one of these condos over here, you have in-building parking, which very rarely is, you know, I have a condo in Manila and that has in-building parking, you know, for a motorcycle, and if you have a car, but that's not a common thing here in New York. You know, they don't really build the buildings with 6 floors of parking. So you won't find much of that. you know, that's like the gist of it. So, you know, advanced features bike. If you use it on a weekend and it's like a recreational bike for you, I think a nice bike with nice features, traction control, TFT display, all that stuff, Bluetooth connection for your phone. I think it's nice. You know, that's the way to go, because you want things where you want the features that are going to help you be a better rider. And if you do happen to get cut off or something and you need help, like with the anti-lock braking, I mean, why not have? I mean, anti-lock braking is like required in Europe now, and the bike has to have combo braking and things like that. So this KLR is ancient, man, compared to what's required now. And the ancient technology on this KLR. But as far as having like a bike, if you see like the way I use a bike to work and do service calls and go around the city, all around the fire boroughs, you know, I don't think, you know, I may be in for like a dilemma in the future. You know, I may have to keep going with these relics, you know, that I'm buying. I mean, you're buying a brand new relic, you know, is what you're doing. And not on the new KLR, because it's got anti-lock braking, fuel injection, all the things that really help out. Like going out in the wintertime and starting a bike with fuel injection is nice. I mean, that's good features, you know. Those are things you want. Like I was saying, like I talked about it the other day, like having a Ducati Desert X, you know, I mean, man, that's a beautiful bike, but would I be able to park that in the street? I just honestly can't. I wouldn't be able to tell you if you could do that or not, because I honestly don't know. This guy's gonna block the whole lane. I've seen truckers do this. It's like they just want to do it. They just want to block everybody in.